Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have a list of 12 properties today, and Annette's gone, so I'm going to try and edit this thing myself. So if I end up in the corner somewhere, or if the zoom isn't right, you'll know why, because I did it. Let's get started. We're going to start off with Kingsley Court, up by Martin and Steele's, $489,900. And really, I look at this one and say, there's a couple things that I don't know, maybe I would change a bit, but it's in pretty good shape. They've put some money into it, flooring and paint and crown moldings in the kitchen and everything else. I think it's good. I mean, what do you buy a townhouse for this kind of price? This one's only a 2-bedroom. It's on a nice size 65 by 125 foot lot. So even potentially in the future, you might have the opportunity to add on to this one. If you were to build, let's say, the 3rd bedroom, or if you were to just put 400 extra square feet. I'm pretty sure the land would allow that, but you'd want to check the lot allowances and the survey and everything else. Anyway, kitchen looks good. I would have probably done a different backsplash to complement versus making everything white. Also, a lighter grout I think would have made a nice impact there. If you're going to do all this work, the countertops and faucet and everything else, I think you have to make the investment in stainless steel appliances. It becomes one of those things, pot lights, floors, like it completes the look, and I think it's the expectation for most buyers. And you'd hate for a buyer to come through and say, oh, now I'm going to have to spend $10,000 in appliances. When that may not be the case. It may in fact be less than that. So solve the problem up front, make sure that it's an objection-free showing. I always think of it like there's a scorecard that people run in their head when they're going through a house, and I got to change appliances, all of a sudden the score goes down. And I think if you can get that score to probably a 9 or higher out of 10, I think at that point you have an emotional investment from the buyer, and I think at that point, from a selling perspective, I think they're a little less concerned with $1,000 here or there. But if they keep having to do the math equation to knock it down and down and down, you may be in a position where now they're only thinking with logic, and it can be a lot tougher negotiation for you as a seller. So that's the home. Good sized lot, although it looks a little bit more narrow in the back than it does in the front, which is what a reverse pie is in the description. No garage, and it's a smaller footprint of a home. It may only be 1,000 square feet on the main, but you also have the larger footprint downstairs. And finally, somebody has actually thought through the offer date, and they're putting it 5 days from now, I believe on the 29th. That's a good move. No more of this weekend offer stuff. And speaking of which, no more of this 2 days and then offers. I don't think it's enough time, because the public sites don't even get this stuff for a day or two after you list it. So the 5-day window, there's something about the 5 days that really, really connects. And we've talked about this over and over, best practices for multiple offers. Here we've got Timber Place 5099. We've seen even smaller townhouses than this that have been selling or sold conditional actually listed at the same price. So this one's 1,510 square feet. It's got good finishes. The kitchen looks nice. You've got all the right stuff here. Design's good. They're going to sell this one no problem at this price. I think that you could even be higher. Now, with Mattamy Homes, different than other builders. A lot of other builders, what they do is they do a direct access from the garage to the backyard. These homes do not, and it's a little hard to see right here, but I have a feeling what's happening is that they have built this out so that there's access to the backyard through a kind of a laneway. So how these homes work, the Mattamy ones, you have a right-of-way over your neighbor's yard. Usually there's a line of 6 townhouses. So if you're in house 3 or 4, or even 2 or 5, you're able to access your home from the end unit. So it can be a little uncomfortable for people, which is why we sometimes see I'd be willing to give up a foot or two in my yard if all the other neighbors agree, so that you can have the access through here too. So that's what I think has happened. Normally you see the fence on this side and this side. And the scary thing is agents don't tell their clients until, well, basically sometimes ever, and then they move in and they go, what's this? Like, how do I get a lawnmower? Because you don't think about that when you're seeing the home. You're thinking about hardwood and how my couch is going to fit. And so it's really scary when there's a surprise there. And I've heard it from people that they just say, hey, if I had known, I maybe wouldn't have even purchased. And then there's other people that are fine. But anyway, that's how backyards go in most of the Mattamy townhouses. Now, Churchill is $599. I could easily see this one breaking the 6 mark. Looks like potentially a corner lot, 105 by 72. These are nice finishes. See the difference in kitchen compared to Kingsley. You have a little bit of detail here, and you pick up some of the colors from the stainless steel appliances. That's all really, really good stuff. So anyway, this one looks like a winner. They're not holding back on offers too, but I have a feeling you're going to have to jump on this fast, and that there may be multiple offers. It's a nice looking home. It's a great street. It's got all the pieces. It's good. Now, Cardboard, originally when I saw this, I thought, that's high for this model. But I'm thinking back in 2015, it's only about 1,600 and something square feet plus a finished basement. It's a little high to me at $639, but the finishes are good, and brand new year, anything can happen. Now, this is your main floor here. This is what you have. You have one family room, and then your dining room becomes really your eat-in kitchen. But the finishes are nice. Custom light fixtures make a massive difference compared to the standard builder lights, and you can see that effect in here too. So presentation pictures all look really nice. The basement's been done well, and I think that this one has a shot at this price for sure, especially when you look some of the larger models like the Quincy Corner, about 200 square feet larger than this. You get an extra room on the main floor, but that one went for almost 700, and it wasn't anything special, and it wasn't as nice as this one. So again, 2016 is a whole new world, and so a lot of times you put it out on the high side of fair, and you end up doing pretty well. Now, they're taking offers on this one on Challenor on Friday at 11. That is a strange time to me. $685 is the price. It's a plan 4, so it's 2051 square feet. Great design here. The chef's kitchen is an upgrade, so having the island here, you get a bowl of fruit, which is always good. Loft upstairs plus 3 bedrooms. But the big selling feature, the unique thing about this one is the lot here. I think they're going to sell for more than this. It's a good one. This one is going to attract a lot of attention. The award for the worst photos of 2016 so far go to Mishner, although lot was pretty bad too. They have an offer on lot, believe it or not. You can't see anything in this home. It's absolutely brutal. So best of luck to them. It's about 2,200 square feet plus the finished space in the basement. This builder in particular sold the whole thing as like total combined square footage, but we've talked about that in previous episodes. The problem is your main floor might be valued at 100 to 125 a square foot, main floor and upstairs, and then basement might be at like 30 a square foot. So when you combine all that together and say, well, it's 28 or 2,900 square feet, it's a little bit deceiving, and I think you're upping the value of the basement. So from a selling marketing standpoint, strategically, I could see why a builder does it. From a resale or a justification standpoint on future value, if you're the seller, maybe not so much. This is a really neat floor plan on Lingan Crescent. $888's the price. It's a Queens Grove model, so it's like 3,600 square feet. So you have this main room here with a nice high ceiling. So when you come in, it really opens up nicely. Separate dining plus a den. You get a big kitchen and a family room. You also have 2 sets of stairs that go so you can get upstairs in different ways. It's just, there's some things in this home that we just don't see very often. The bedrooms are a really nice size. That apparently is the TV and nothing else room. And they've done some landscaping here too. So I like it. I like where the price is at. And I just think that when you go into a home like this, I think that the floor plan is really something that people would dig. It's different than you find anywhere else. Now, Tremaine Road is $999 for 10 acres. That's $100,000 an acre, which is pretty good. So we're not talking about a lot of house value here. I think the predominant value for this one is the land. You are on this, in this location right here. So I'm not sure how this would work because Tremaine is now being redirected. That's the original Tremaine. That's the new Tremaine. I guess you'd access through, like, you're right in that crux where the streets kind of go. And then you've got your, this is now a dead end street. You're also in Niagara Escarpment Commission led. So you're NEC protected, which means if you ever wanted to build or develop, you would be looking at speaking to NEC versus speaking to the town of Milton. It's a different jurisdiction. How easy or hard that is, you'd want to examine that yourself before you purchase something like this too. I've also heard of some properties along this stretch here that have had issues with water supply. That's one of the things you look at for rural homes, is you look for what's called flow and recovery. So the flow is really just like how much water is coming out, and the recovery is how quickly it returns back to normal in a well. You also want to make sure water quality is good, although there are ways to improve water quality, but the quantity is much, much trickier. So some people have extra cisterns where they have extra water supply if the recovery isn't that quick. Anyway, look into that stuff. There's a lot more things to look into with a rural property, but if you know what you're doing, it's par for course and you'll be fine. But that's the thing, development-wise, NEC, and then how much traffic would be passing by this, especially if we're talking about the CN intermodal. A lot of people seem to think that Tremaine would be a very high traffic location, and that might mean a lot of trucks passing right by your front door. So anyway, that's not finalized yet. It probably won't be for a while, but it is a consideration for future value for this property. Finally, Taylor Court, no pictures, 3 days. Remember I said in the country it can take months to sell even if you're priced well. It's sold conditional after like a couple days. Never happens. And besides that, this price point on this street, we don't see very often. So it's, good for them. It's very quick. Good access in Campbellville to the 401, but the problem is sometimes you're too close to the 401 and you get some of the road noise, which maybe disturbs that kind of estate country feeling that you might have in a quieter location up perhaps in Brookville. All right, so nice long video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna head back to doing some new videos and some editing on the new site. We're launching very, very soon. I'm excited to share it with you because I think it really is next level. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.